Go ahead and find your comfortable seat. One that allows you to have a nice tall spine. It can be cross-legged, it can be with your feet in front of you, it can be feet wide, whatever's comfortable for you and allows you to focus your mind and be comfortable. You want a nice tall spine, so sometimes putting something underneath your hips is a good idea to raise your hips off the floor so you can have a nice tall spine. Soften or close your eyes. Begin to allow the interruptions of the day to be set aside. We're going to inhale and exhale through the mouth 3 times. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more times like that. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Last time. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Begin to inhale and exhale evenly through the nose. Allow yourself the pleasure of noticing the breath. And begin to let go of any distractions of the day. Let go of anything that isn't serving you. Let go of all the things that need your attention right now. Just if they've entered your mind, honor them and just let them breeze on by. Focus on your breath. Go inward. This time is for you. This practice is yours. Nature takes its own sweet time, and you should too. BroodX has taken 17 years to fully develop into adulthood. It's been almost 15 months that we've all been in quarantine. The cicadas had to wait for the right condition and are now slowly emerging. We humans had to wait for the right conditions, and now we are also slowly emerging. Take time during your practice today. Transition with intention. My hope for you is that you will emerge on the other side of this class more restful, more in touch with your body, and with a quieter and open mind. We'll begin our practice with the chanting of one Om. Om is the sound that we have assigned to represent the universal vibration of all living things, past, present, and future. Exhale all the air out of your body. Deep inhale for Om. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going with your steady breath. See if you can connect your steady breath, the rhythm of that steady breath, along with the movement of your body. Inhale, bring the arms up alongside the ears, and exhale the left arm down to the mat beside you, right arm over the right ear. Root that right sit bone down. Feel the stretch on the right side of the body. And breathe. Inhale, bring the arms up alongside the ears again, and exhale the right arm down to the mat beside you. Bend that right elbow, bring the left arm over the left ear, stretch out over the left side of that body, keeping that left sit rooted into the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. Next inhale, bring the arms up alongside the ears again, and exhale the arms down to the floor behind you. Press into the fingertips, open up the chest as you inhale, and gently lift the chin towards the ceiling. Breathe in, and breathe out. Your next inhale, bring the arms up alongside the ears again, and exhale the arms down, hands down to the floor in front of you. Nothing too deep here. We're just warming up the body. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, gently walk the hands back towards the hips and lean back slightly and just change the cross of your legs. Put that other leg in front of you. We always have a favorite that sits out in front. I just want to switch here and feel the stretch on the other side of our body. Inhale the arms up alongside the ears again, and exhale the hands down to the floor in front of you. Just go to where you can just gently feel a little bit of a stretch. Allow your muscles to soften. Keep that spine nice and tall, shoulders away from the ears, and breathe. On your next inhale, gently walk your hands back towards your hips again. And then let's go ahead and twist out over the left side of our body. So right arm on the outside of the left thigh, left arm behind you. Press into the fingertips, lift up through the crown of your head, and then send your gaze out over the left side of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Next inhale, bring the arms up alongside the ears again, back through neutral and twist down to the other side. Inhale, press into the fingertips, then send your gaze out over the right side of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Next inhale, bring the arms up alongside the ears again, and exhale the hands down to the floor beside you. Gently lean back, bring your knees together, and roll over to hands and knees. I am going to just take a moment here to turn off our air conditioner so that we don't have air conditioner practice today. Go ahead and gently do some cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, send the tailbone up, gaze out to the front. Exhale, curl the tailbone under, round the spine, send your gaze towards your thighs. Inhale, send the tailbone up, round the spine, send the gaze out towards the front, always moving with your tailbone first. Exhale, make a rainbow with your spine. Go ahead and do that a few more times in your own time and with your own breath. See if you can match the movement of your body with your inhale and exhale. And then take that feeling with you as you move through your practice today. When you're ready, on your own time, come back to neutral. Elongate that spine, press into the pads of the fingertips and the pads of the palm. And then send that right leg back, curl the toes under, and then press into the ball of the foot and press the heel back, giving your calf a little bit of a stretch here. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, go ahead and raise that right leg if that's available to you. Not higher than your hips. Keep the hips nice and even. Flex that right foot towards the floor. If this is enough for you, stay here. If not, you can go ahead and release the left arm out in front of you. Thumbs pointed up, fingers spread wide, and breathe. Keep those core muscles engaged. Strengthening the back here. Warming up the muscles. On your next inhale, reach the hand and foot away from each other, and then exhale the hand and foot down, bring the right knee along the left. Find your center again, elongate that spine. On your next inhale, go ahead and extend that left leg behind you, curl the left toes under, press the ball of the foot into the floor, and then press out through the left heel. Give your left calf a little bit of a stretch there. On the next inhale, go ahead and raise that left leg off the mat if that's available to you. Keep those hips nice and even. Flex those left toes towards the floor. Engage those abdominals. If this is enough for you, stay here. If not, go ahead and extend the right arm out. See if you can reach the right arm and left foot away from each other. Keep those core muscles engaged, front and back. And breathe. On the next inhale, go ahead and reach that right arm and left leg away from each other. And then exhale the right arm down and the left knee alongside the right. Bring the hands slightly in front of you and then send the hips back to the heels for child's pose. If it's available to you to have your forehead on the floor, you can go ahead and place the center of your forehead on the floor. If you are not that flexible to be able to do that, or your knees are bothering you, go ahead and put your stacked hands underneath your forehead, or if your child's pose incorporates your arms beside you, you can go ahead and do that. Just take a few breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. In this moment of stillness, see if you can allow an intention to form in your practice today, for your practice today. May repeat a mantra, I am peace, I am home, I move with purpose. Or you may want to send a little love out to someone who needs it and dedicate your practice to a friend or loved one. On your next inhale, gently come back to tabletop. Move with purpose, nothing too fast, transition with grace. Bring the arms, the hands in front of you. We're going to go into downward dog here. Curl the toes under. Inhale, press into the hands and feet. Lift the knees off the floor. And exhale the hips up to the sky for downward dog. I don't mind saying I'm a little more sweaty with that air conditioner off. Angel's here with me. She knows what I'm talking about. See if you can press your heels towards the floor. They don't need to go all the way. If this is your first downward dog of the day, you may want to pedal your feet. You bring both heels off the floor. Inhale, and then exhale. Send the right heel to the floor. Bend the left knee. Inhale. Bring both feet up. Pick both heels up. And exhale. Go to the other side. I didn't know I was going to be teaching a hot yoga class today. Breathe in, breathe out. When you're ready, see if you can bring both heels off the floor. Send the tailbone up, send those ribs down, arms away from each other. Press the pressure of your arms away from each other and allow your head to hang heavy. And then on an exhale, go ahead and send your heels down to the mat. Full downward dog. Now take time here. You can either walk, hop, or skip your feet up. But if you're just walking, just take time to walk your feet up towards your hands. And then just stay for a moment and forward fold. Notice how this feels in your body. If this is tight on your hamstrings, you can put a little soft bend into your knees. Find that center point between the front and back of your feet. If your hands do reach the floor, you may want to reach around and grab both elbows, or if it's available to you, you can certainly reach around the backs of the legs. Just make sure those shoulders are away from the ears. And you're just allowing your spine to hang over your thighs. The point of this pose is not necessarily to stretch your hamstrings, although that is a nice benefit, but the point is just to allow that spine to be elongated. On your next inhale, press into the shins and flatten your back, gaze towards the front, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press into the shins, flat back, gaze front, and exhale, fold forward. Last time. Inhale, press into the shins, flat back, gaze forward, and exhale, fold forward. Put a slightly deeper bend into your knees, and hands on the hips. With a flat back, inhale yourself up to a standing position and find yourself gently in mountain pose. Your feet should be about hip distance apart. And then just rock back and forth on your feet for a moment. Find that center. Maybe lift up just the toes and notice how that engages the rest of your foot on the mat. And then on an exhale, just gently spread the toes and lower them down to the floor. Engage those thighs by imagining lifting the kneecaps up. Pull the belly in, tailbone towards the floor. Inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and then round and down to the back so that maybe your palms come facing forward. And breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice and tall. Imagine an energy pulling the top of your head towards the ceiling as you breathe in. And imagine that same energy flowing through your body as you breathe out, down and through the floor. Inhale, breathe up, all that energy up through the top of the head. And exhale, breathe down and out through the floor. Strong, steady now. If you're at the top of your mat, move with purpose here and take time in your transition. On your next inhale, shift your weight into your left leg and send your right leg far back. We're going to come into Warrior Two stance. Now, I like to angle my foot slightly forward here, but you can certainly have a perpendicular stance if your hips are tolerant of that. But I like to angle my hips a little bit forward here. So they are going to be sort of, your hips are going to be facing at about a 45-degree angle here. Legs should be straight. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up through the crown of your head. Exhale, press into the hips and root those feet down to the floor. On your next inhale, bring the arms to a T, and exhale, put a bend into that left leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring those abdominal muscles towards your spine, belly towards the spine, tailbone towards the floor, shoulders soften away from the ears, inhaling up through the crown of the head, exhaling, feel that flow all the way down through the bottoms of your feet. Just take a moment here and look forward. Send your gaze out over those left fingertips. Just look forward for a minute. On your next inhale, gently roll the palm facing up, the left palm facing up, and then bring that arm up, and then send the right arm down beside the right leg. Exalted Warrior. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the stretch on the left side of your body as you do a gentle back bend here. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your arms back to a T. Bend the left arm and bring yourself into side angle by allowing that left arm to come to the left thigh, right arm over the right ear. Reach out with that right hand away from the right foot. So you feel the stretch all the way from the right fingertips to the right heel. Breathe in and breathe out. Try not to let all of your weight fall into that left arm. Use your core to support you. You almost want to be able to take that left hand away and then nothing would change about your pose. Next inhale, gently bring your hands back to a T. And this time I do want to make sure that you're in a perpendicular stance with your heels. So left heel should be in line with the right arch. Arms should be at a T, legs should be extended. On an inhale, lift up through the crown of the head, and on an exhale, drop that right hip back and reach the left arm out over your left leg, and drop your left arm to your thigh, shin, or ankle, doesn't matter where. Right arm up towards the sky for triangle pose. Imagine stacking your hips and shoulders on a wall behind you. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach those fingertips up towards the sky. Try not to let your weight fall into that lower hand, wherever it is. On your next inhale, go ahead and put a bend in that left leg and come back with your arms to a T, and exhale the arms down to your hips beside you. And then go ahead and pivot all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat, and then come to the other side. So pivot the right toes out towards the short edge of the mat. We're going to do that whole sequence on the other side now. So once again, I'm not having my hips completely facing the long edge of the mat. I've got my hips slightly forward at about a slight 40 degree angle towards the corner of my mat. This is something I learned to save your hips from rotating too much in this pose. Legs should be extended. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, root down through press down into your hips and root down through your feet. On the next inhale, bring the arms to a T, and exhale, come into Warrior Two by bending that left leg. Look out over those right fingertips, taking a moment to look forward to the changes that are about to come to each of us as we emerge from the pandemic. Slowly and with intention. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, go ahead and send that right palm up to the sky, left hand down to the thigh behind you, and then bring that right arm up towards the sky for Exalted Warrior. Take a minute and adjust something on my computer. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach that arm up to the sky, feeling the stretch on the right side of the body, feeling strong in that right leg, connected to the earth through all four corners of your feet. On your next inhale, bring the arms back to a T. Keep that right leg bent, and then bend the right arm. We're going to come into side angle here and drop the right arm to the right thigh. Bring the left arm alongside the ear, and then reach with the fingertips, left fingertips away from the left arm. Feel the stretch all the way on the left side of the body from the tips of your fingers to the bottom of your heel. And once again, just allow your core to support you rather than dropping the weight. Drop those shoulders away from the ears, pull the belly in. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring the arms to a T. Extend that right leg. Keep the arms at a T. And this time, just look down and make sure that you are at perpendicular. For this pose, you definitely want your feet to be perpendicular. So right heel is in line with left arch. Inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop that left hip behind you. Reach out over that right leg. Drop your hand to your thigh, shin, or ankle for triangle pose. Left arm up towards the sky. And breathe. On your next inhale, send a bend into that right leg and come back to a T with your arms. Exhale the arms down to the hips beside you. And then pivot all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. And just gently, with grace and intention, walk the feet towards each other. And when you're ready, gently walk yourself up to the top of your mat. We're going to do chair pose here. So on your next inhale, sweep the arms slowly up over your head, bring the palms together down to the heart space, and then gently ease back as if you were sitting in a chair behind you. Keep the spine nice and tall, belly pulled in. See if you can go a little deeper and deeper. Allow this chair pose to form in your body. On your next inhale, lift up through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, twist out over the left side of your body, bringing the right elbow to the right knee. Now, many people try to force themselves in this pose. Just allow your body to do the pose that's right for it. So when I was doing this last night, I left my elbows off my knee, and I just twisted to the left side. And I allowed my right knee to sort of fall so that my hips were following the direction of my twist. If you are someone that's super flexible and super comfortable in this pose, you may bring your right elbow to the right knee and then press into the right hand and see if you can bring the center of your chest towards your palms, your hands. Otherwise, just do the twist that I described earlier. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, come back to center and exhale yourself back up into a standing position. And then just take a moment to center yourself here. Maybe shake your feet out a little, wiggle them apart. We're going to do that twist on the other side now. So we're going to inhale and slowly bring the arms up alongside the ears, palms together, down into the heart space. Exhale, come down into chair pose as if you were sitting on a chair behind you. Breathe in and breathe out. Now take time here for your twist to form. Form the twist that's right for your body. Breathe in, elongate the spine by lifting out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, twist out over the right side of the body, maybe bringing the left elbow to the right knee, maybe pressing into your palms to bring your chest alongside, or you can do the twist that I described, which is just leaving your elbows off your knee, dropping that left knee just slightly more than the right so that your hips are twisting in the direction of your twist. Your hips are facing in the direction of your twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Allow the twist that's right for you to form in your body. Move with purpose. Next inhale, come back to center and exhale yourself up to a standing position and just find yourself in mountain pose. Come to, we're going to do tree pose now. We're going to do our balance. And what better analogy for the emergence of the cicadas than to do tree pose? I know I've been trying to look for every old tree I can find and look for cicadas, but so far I haven't found any. I don't know what's going on in my neighborhood. So feet should be hip distance apart, just like we did in mountain pose. Take a few breaths here, breathe in, breathe out. When you're ready, go ahead and shift your weight into your left foot, bringing the right heel off the mat. Twist the right knee, rotate the right knee out to the side, and then bring the right foot, bottom of the right foot to the inside of the left ankle, shin, or thigh, whatever's available to you. Inhale the hands, palms together at the heart space, or you can exhale the branches of your tree up towards the sky. Breathe in and breathe out. Take time. Do the pose that's right for you today. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Somebody's enjoying the sunny weather outside. Got their windows down and music on. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, bring the knee to the center and then exhale the right foot down alongside the left. Shake it out just a little bit. And then once again, come into your mountain pose. Feet about hip distance apart. On your next inhale, shift the weight into the right leg, peeling the left heel off the floor. Pivot the left knee out to the side and bring the inside of the left foot, the bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, shin, or ankle. It doesn't matter which, whatever's available to you. And when you're ready, with intention and purpose, palms together at the heart space. Take a deep inhale. If you'd like to leave your hands here, please do so. Otherwise, you can exhale your arms up like the branches of a tree. Now, depending on where you are, you might have your palms together at your chest, or you might have your branches up. Just notice that. Be mindful. Where are my branches? Is my body making lots of adjustments? Trees are not solid, static creatures. They do move and sway with the wind. And so will your body move and sway like the branches of a tree, making lots of little adjustments to keep you on your foot. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, bring the knee towards the front and exhale the arms and the feet down. And then come to the top of your mat very gently and with intention. We're going to transition ourselves to the floor. Inhale, gently sweep the arms up alongside the ears, and exhale, hinge at the hips and bring your arms down, palms planted on the mat, and then gently, however you transition to downward dog, do it with purpose and intention. If it's walking, hopping, or skipping, take one breath here. Inhale and exhale the knees down to the floor, pivot the feet out to the side, and then gently send the hips back and extend the legs out in front of you. See what we did there? We moved with purpose. My yoga teachers are always saying people don't get injured in the yoga poses, they get injured in the transition because they're not being mindful about their body. So for this next, actually I'm gonna face a little bit forward here. For this next pose, it might be helpful to put something under your hips. I use a folded blanket. You can use a towel. You can use a bolster. You could use a block if that's something that allows your knees not to be overextended, hyperextended. And then go ahead and set that little elevation, if you're using it, right on your sit bones. You might need to reach down and grab the flesh, pull it out to the side. And then I'm trying to find the right place to put this. And then widen your feet. Widen your feet. And just make sure that your sit bones are connected with the earth. We're going to do wide angle forward bend here. Bring the hands alongside the hips and press into the palms. And just like at the beginning, we're going to press into the palms and inhale, opening up the chest, lifting up through the crown of the head. Pull the belly in, and as you exhale, maybe press into the fingertips gently to guide your chest forward. Keep those feet flexed up towards the ceiling. If at any moment you'd like to bring your hands in front of you for stability, you can certainly do that. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe on an inhale, you come gently out of the bend a little bit, and then exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears, belly pulled in, feet flexed, thighs engaged. Engaging your thighs is going to allow your hamstrings to stretch a little bit deeper. On On the next inhale, gently walk your hands back towards your hips, moving with intention as we emerge out of this pose. Bring the legs together. Extend it out in front of you. Bring the left knee up towards the chest. Now, if you're someone who is flexible and likes to cross over in this pose, we're going to do half lower the fishes here. Just make sure that when you do cross over, your foot is flat and your left foot is flat, but your left sit bone is also rooted down into the earth. I'm going to leave my foot on the inside of my right thigh. Reach around with the right arm and gently hold the left leg. And then bring the left arm behind you, press into the fingertips. As you lift up through the crown of the head, you may want to make an adjustment for your stomach. And then exhale, send your gaze out over the left side of your body. Now don't pull with your right arm. The point is not to really overdo it here. The point is just to gaze out over the left side of your body. It's not to wrench your left knee so that you can deepen the twist. Inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head. Exhale, send the gaze out, maybe a little bit deeper, and breathe. Keep that right foot flexed. On your next inhale, gently guide your gaze towards the front of your feet, and then exhale the left left leg down to meet the right. And do that on the other side. Bring the right knee up towards the chest. Plant the right foot on the inside of the left thigh, or as I said before, you can cross over if it's available to you. Just make sure everything is grounded. Reach around with the left arm to the front of the right leg, bringing the right arm behind you. Inhale, press into the fingertips, lifting up through the crown of the head, shoulders are away from the ears. And as you exhale, send your gaze out over the right side of your body and breathe. Just for a minute, if it's available to you, you can certainly bring your elbow to the outside of the right thigh if that's something that's available to you. And just for a minute, while we're in this twisted pose and looking behind us, maybe think about what the pandemic meant for you. Maybe those are good memories of bonding with family or studying a new subject or spending time with yourself. Maybe you wrote a book. Maybe you started journaling more. Maybe your pandemic wasn't so great. Whatever what your pandemic meant, just for a moment, think about what it meant for you. Not for the world, not for our country, but just think about what it meant for you. And as you bring your gaze to the front of the mat, just imagine how you will emerge from the pandemic. Will you keep those good feelings? Will you purge those unhappy ones? Bring that right leg along the left. And then once again, widen your feet. And then bring the left leg, bend the left leg, and bring the bottom of the left leg to the inside of the right thigh. Now, my knee is a little bit hinky today, so I'm going to put a block underneath my knee to sort of support it here in this pose. Flex that right foot up towards the sky, engaging that right thigh. Bring the right arm in front of you and the left arm behind you. Inhale, press up and lift up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, bring the left arm alongside the left ear and bend out over that right leg, maybe bringing the right elbow to the inside of the right thigh. See how that opens up the pause. Keep that, opens up the pose. Keep that chest open, maybe gaze out over your left, up towards your left arm, and breathe. See where you can soften. I'm sure there's parts of your body that are a little tense right now. See where you can soften your muscles. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, gently bring that left arm down to the mat, come out of the pose. Gently bring that left knee up towards your chest. See, we're moving with purpose, moving with intention. And then allow that left leg to extend out to the side, just like the right. Then bring that right arm, right knee up to the chest, and then allow that right knee to fall to the side, bringing the bottom of the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Left arm in front of you, right arm behind. We're going to come into the same pose on this side. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, bring that right arm alongside the right ear, maybe the left elbow inside the left thigh. Open the chest up, gaze towards the sky, and breathe. I heard this expression the other day that you want your body to be a wet noodle. You want your muscles to be wet noodles. Maybe in this pose, you're holding onto a little tension somewhere. See if you can soften it. Be gentle with yourself. And breathe. On your next inhale, bring that right arm back up towards the sky, down towards the mat beside you. And then go ahead and bring both knees up towards the chest. I'm going to angle myself differently here. You can go ahead and take that support out from under your hips. We're going to come to a reclined position on our mat here. So with intention and purpose, seat it up with your feet flat, grab your hamstrings, make a C with your spine, and gently roll your spine down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, until the last thing to hit the mat is your head. Bring the heels up. We're going to go into bridge pose now. Bring your heels up towards your hips, hands on the floor beside you, beside your hips. Shoulders are soft and away from the ears. And then press that low back into the floor. So like the belly area, the sternum area should kind of go into the floor, just creating no space between the low back and the floor. Notice how that curls your hips up. On an inhale, continue to curl, bringing the spine one vertebrae at a time off the mat to lift the hips up. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the glutes, and then exhale, roll the spine down to the mat. So the last thing to come is your hips. Press the low back into the floor, and on an inhale, continue that curl up, squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the glutes, pressing through the hands and the feet and the shoulders, and then exhale, roll that spine down to the mat. Last time, we're going to hold it this time. So make any adjustments you need to. Press that low back into the floor, press into the hands, the feet, and the shoulders, curl the tailbone up, and roll the spine up off the floor until you come into full bridge pose. Squeeze those thighs together, squeeze those glutes, bring the chest towards the chin, but make space with your neck so that you're not straining your neck. If this is too much for you, you can put a blanket or something underneath your shoulders so that your neck's not wrenched a little bit. Is this okay for you, Angel? Yeah. Okay. If this is enough for you, stay here. If not, you can wiggle your shoulder blades together and interlace your fingers under your hips. And breathe. Take a couple of breaths here. A bridge is something that connects one thing to another. And this time that we're in right now, coming out of the pandemic, is sort of, we're at that bridge point. We're kind of between, aren't we? We're not completely done with it, but things are starting to change. Breathe in. And breathe out. If your hands are clasped underneath you, go ahead and unlace your fingers, widen the shoulders, and then gently roll the spine on an exhale down to the mat so that the last thing to hit the mat is your hips. We're going to come to legs up the wall now. I'm sorry, we're going to do reclined seated twist. Reclined spinal twist here. So bring the knees up to the chest. I'd like to do this before we do legs up the wall. Bring the knees towards the chest, but think of keeping that tailbone towards the floor. A lot of people, bring their knees up to their chest at the expense of rolling that tailbone off the floor. We want our tailbones to be on the floor. So however your knees come to your chest, do that now. Breathe in. And on an exhale, go ahead and roll to the left side. Reach the arms out in front of you, sort of at a T, and then reach that right arm a little bit farther than the left hand, and then make a rainbow with that right arm. Come all the way back to a T with your arm behind you. Now, if your shoulder is hanging out there in space, you may want to just put something underneath your shoulder, like a blanket or a soft pillow, something that's not going to allow you to sort of wrench your back. And then maybe your left hand can come gently rest on the top of the right thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. Just take a moment here to enjoy the luxuriousness of this pose. Think of those wet muscles being wet noodles. Maybe your gaze is out over your right hand. Maybe it's still up towards the ceiling, doesn't matter. Just breathe. On your next inhale, bring that right arm back in front of you first. So bring that right arm back in front of you, out in front of your chest. Then go ahead and roll to your back. So you're moving with intention. Find your center here. Moving with purpose. Inhale here, and on an exhale, go ahead and roll to your right side. Bringing the arms straight out in front of you, as if you were pretending to be a shark. And then on an inhale, go ahead and sweep that left arm, making a rainbow with that left arm all the way behind you to a T. And then maybe your gaze goes out over your left hand. Maybe your gaze stays up towards the ceiling. Maybe your right hand comes alongside the left thigh. Not to pull, but just to anchor. And breathe. Feeling that warm stretch on the left thigh, in the center of the chest, along the left leg. Relax into the pose. And breathe. Next inhale, make another rainbow with that left hand and bring it out in front of you again, twisting out over the right side of your body. Then roll yourself back up onto your back. And then you can do this on the floor if you like, but it's also nice to do this legs up the wall pose with just something under your sacrum. So if you have a pillow or a folded blanket or something you can put under there, press into the feet, knees lifted up, press into the feet, lift the sacrum off the floor, and then put something underneath your sacrum. If you don't have anything to put under your sacrum, that is completely fine. When you're ready, go ahead and raise both legs up towards the sky. Inhale, flex the toes. Exhale, point the feet. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. One more time. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Make circles with your feet. Make 3 circles clockwise. Circles with your toes. And then 3 circles counterclockwise. And then when you're ready, go ahead and find stillness. Legs up. Straight legs. Shoulders relaxed. Arms alongside you. Palms facing down or up. Doesn't matter. And breathe. Maybe come back to that steady breath, inhaling and out, exhaling through your nose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Take a few more breaths in this pose. Be mindful of your heart and your feet being above your head. I think good things happen when you put your heart first. Your heart is above your head. It's coming first right now. Good things happen when you lead with your heart. Two more deep breaths here. Next inhale, go ahead and bend the knees, and then exhale slowly with control. Bring the feet to the floor, and then press into the feet. Lift your sacrum up to bring that support out from under you if you have one. And then go ahead and bring the knees back to the chest again. And rock back and forth, massaging the spine. Maybe you'd like to make circles with your knees. If you do make circles, make sure you go back the other direction. When you're ready, go ahead and widen your knees. We're going to come into happy baby. Knees towards the armpit, feet towards the sky. Reach inside the thighs and see if you can grab the outsides of the feet or the ankles or the shins, whatever's available to you. And then just relax into the pose. Allow your body to become a wet noodle. Allow your hips to open. Feel that luxurious feeling of the entire length of your spine connecting with the mat. I love that feeling. And when you're ready, you can do any final movements that you feel your body needs today. Listen to your body, anything that you might need to do before we come into Shavasana. Maybe you'd like to windshield wiper your knees, widen your feet, stretch the outsides of the thighs there. And then when you're ready, go ahead and stretch out long on your mat. If that's not comfortable for you, you can certainly slide a folded blanket or a pillow or a bolster underneath your thighs or your knees, whatever feels good to you. Maybe you're somewhere it's a little chilly. That's certainly not here today. Maybe you'd like to put a blanket on top of you because your body will cool down slightly during this pose. And when you're ready and you find yourself comfortable, go ahead and see if you can stretch the hands above the head so that the feet and the hands really stretch long. Take a deep inhale. Inhale, stretch the arms and the feet away from each other, really stretch long. And then exhale, bring the arms to the side, the palms down or palms up, whatever's comfortable for you. And allow those legs to just fall away from each other. Bring some awareness to your toes, the balls of your feet, the arches of your feet, your heels. Allow any remaining tension in your feet to just melt away. Bring awareness to your ankles, your shins, your calves, and your knees. Just allow them to melt into the earth. Give permission for your thighs and your hamstrings, front of your legs and the backs of your legs. Just tell them, relax. Nothing left to do. Nothing left undone. Think about the hips. Relax the hips into the floor. Release your belly. chest, your shoulders. Bring some attention to your fingers, the backs of your fingers, the fronts of your fingers, the palms, the backs of the hands, the wrists, the thumbs. Just relax them. For a moment, just forget that they're there. Bring some awareness to your lower arms and your upper arms. Allow it to fall the way into the earth. Release the neck. Allow the chin to fall back towards the mat. And release any tension left in your facial muscles, your cheeks, your eyes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, your forehead. Just allow everything to unleash, everything to melt away. And then finally, the top of your head and your brain. Enjoy these few moments of stillness as you receive the benefits of your practice today. When you're ready, begin to notice your breath again. Notice the rise of the belly as you inhale. Notice the fall of the belly as you exhale. Maybe bring some small movements into your fingers and toes. Gradually, respect and intention. Allow those movements to become bigger and bigger. Be mindful as you transition. Maybe when you're ready, bring your knees up to your chest. And then roll to one side, just for a moment, staying in that fetal position, that sleeping position. Remembering that at any moment, we can all begin again now. When you're ready, on your own time, you can press yourself up into a comfortable seat. And just open your hands and palms and place the backs of your hands on your knees. Just in this sort of position of openness, ready to receive. Just allow your breath to form in your body. Maybe come back to that steady breath. Maybe soften or close your eyes and bring attention to that space between your eyebrows. That intuition, that still small voice inside. Just for a moment, hear these words. A rock, a large piece of rock, weathers off a cliff and dives deep into a pool of gushing water. Backwashed, it journeys roughly and knocks off other rocks, smashing through the waves as it loses itself in scattered pieces, except for its core. That core travels far and wide. It coarsely gets ground by gravel pieces smaller than itself, and bullied by boulders, all of which it bears up as it withstands the pressure of a distant journey off the shore. At some point, it gets dry and encounters mud. It gets smeared dirty, but the mud doesn't stick. The rain washes off the mud, and it rolls off into the sand. It dances in the sand and dives into the bottoms of the waves. Rising like a phoenix through the ashes, it emerges polished, looking more beautiful than it did when it got edged off that first cliff. It rises a pebble, smooth and sleek, coveted by rocks starting their dive. To be a pebble, you have to run the turbulent tidal race. These words by Victor Nyambala spoke to me as I was putting today's class together. I'm sure this pandemic has not been easy for all of us, but we will emerge a smooth, sleek pebble in the shape that is right for us. Inhale, bring the palms together at the heart space, bow the head to the hands, connecting the chin with the fingers, symbolically connecting the head with the heart. The inner light in me recognizes, loves, and honors the inner light in each of you. To you, I say, Namaste. Thank you for joining us here today in the studio and online. I'm going to go stop the recording.